Ladies, welcome to our monthly yoga and meditation. I'm so glad that you're here today so that we could do this in community in our Zoom community that we have going on. And so thank you for being here. And Kelly, thank you so much for being here as well and for guiding us through this.
Oh, it's my pleasure every time to be with you all each month. And today I wanted to talk about mindfulness and grief. With all the recent shootings that have been going on, there was just another one, and the unrest, and of course the pandemic. Many of us are going through feelings of sadness and loss and grief. And mindfulness can be a powerful tool for us when dealing with grief. And if we remember what mindfulness is, it's putting our attention on what's happening in this moment, not thinking again about the past or, worrying about the future or even, multitasking, but bringing our awareness to this moment, because again, we spend so much of our time again rehashing things or worrying, and mindfulness will teach us how to live in the now. And we know that there are many benefits to mindfulness, but it can also help us to handle the pain that life brings to us, like this senseless hate and violence and the everyday losses that we experience. And we can find ways that we can better navigate forward through those things. And I think we've talked in the past that mindfulness and meditation is a skill that gets easier because it's with muscle memory, right? The brain is like every other muscle in the body. And the best way for us to condition any muscle is to practice it several times, right? That repetition of practicing it in a row. And with mindfulness, then that helps us to create a routine in, that type of practice. And the thing with grief, as we've all experienced it can be unpredictable and it can be quite overwhelming. When we experience loss, the grieving process can be very difficult to navigate because it hits us with these waves of emotion, often when we least expect it. And our tendency is to push upsetting feelings away or to try to numb them so we don't feel them as intensely. And nobody wants to focus on grief, but there are tools that can help us to transform it. And being present with grief can actually help us to find more meaning and strength as we move forward. And so again, this is an important tool when grieving, teaches us how to be present, and then also can actually lessen the intensity of grief. And so I'll talk a little bit about what happens when we go through, grief. And there are these patterns that sometimes we can find ourselves in. So an example was somebody who has lost maybe a spouse, and they, after an illness in particular, may have thoughts after that person has died that, we should have changed doctors, or we should have done more to help that person, or I should have done something different. And then these thoughts and these ideas can then become a constant companion to us for many years after missing that or losing that particular person. And then when that happens, we end up feeling stuck. Which is a common experience when we lose somebody we love, that we find ourselves that we have a mind full of this repetitive chatter that nags at us and takes us through these painful thoughts again and again. And we get stuck because we can't stop those thoughts and we can't find a way to move around them. And so mindfulness offers us a way to move through them. And again, focusing on what's happening right now. I like to use the example, I'm a very accident prone person, and I've been that way all my life. And so before I established my own mindfulness and meditation practice, when I would get hurt, my tendency was try to either ignore that pain or just like forget it away, go away, go away. But I had been told by sports trainers, when those would happen, those injuries, and even several healers have said the key is to actually bring your attention to that physical pain. So bringing your attention to the pain in your body, and then focusing there and then breathing your way through it. And it almost seems counterintuitive, at least for me. I used to think, well, if I focus on that pain, it's only going to intensify it, right? If I focus on that physical pain. But the key is that it actually lessens it. And I've found that in my own experience. And so the same holds true with some of these emotional or these emotions that we go through. And by bringing our attention to our grief, we may find ourselves learning a lesson that we're reminded to value our relationships and to it teaches us to savor our experiences and moments with those that are still left with us. I found this to be the case with the loss of both of my parents, about 20 years apart, but found myself coming out of those very painful experiences with a greater appreciation that I was still alive, that I had, my family and friends, those dear ones still around me, and a tendency for me to really savor the moment, because as we know, they may not be here, or we may not be here the next. And so by practicing mindfulness, we may again find a sense of purpose as we mourn. And then that journey through that grief becomes less consumed by pain and instead becomes grounded in more love. And that again helps to lessen the intensity of grief. And so a mindfulness practice can carry you through a loss in a way that will transform your life. And I have found that to be the case in my situation. And as you, and perhaps as you've been meditating and doing it, but the more firm we are in our practice, or the more consistently we do it, as each day passes, we begin to notice that there are certain thoughts in our mind and feelings in our body that repeat day after day. And when we can be present with that internal dialogue without pushing away, then we begin to see how we can move through, in this particular situation, grief. And then you'll begin to experience perhaps flashes of calm in the middle of this emotional storm that we call grief. And so I want to share with you now a breathing exercise, and it's called catching your breath. I've talked a number of times in these sessions. I know Sheila talks in yoga, it all goes together, but the breath is one of the most powerful tools we have to ground us in the moment. So it's something that I turn to in my most excited or emotional states to ground me. And so this is a breathing exercise again, and it is specifically centered around grief. So if you're ready, we'll go ahead and give that a try. All right, here. Here we go. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable.
Catching your breath. With this exercise, we'll learn how to use your breath as an anchor, so that when waves of grief strike you, having that anchor will be incredibly reassuring. What's beautiful about your breath is that it's always there for you, and you can turn to it anytime, anywhere, especially when grief sneaks up on you. So let's begin by giving you just a few moments to get into a comfortable position. Feel free to sit or stand or lie down, whatever's most comfortable to you. And as you take a few breaths, just gently close your eyes. And as you breathe, just allow your body to breathe naturally in through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you breathe, just bring your thoughts and focus to that air that's moving through you right now in this moment. And give your full attention to your breath. Just noticing the flow of the breath as it moves in and out. place your attention on the sound of your breath and just listen for a moment. Notice the sound. Notice the volume. Is it soft? Is it smooth sounding as it moves in through your nose? And out through your mouth? And notice how slowly or quickly the breath moves with each inhale and then with each exhale. Just feel the air moving in and out, just noticing it. In and out of your nose, in and out of your chest, in and out of your belly. And on this next breath in, notice the rise of your belly as you breathe that air in. And then the fall of the belly as you exhale the same breath. And right now in this moment, just continue to follow your breath, allowing it to move all the way down into your belly as you inhale, allowing your belly to expand slowly. And then hold it for just a moment on the next breath. And after you've held it for a moment, allow your belly to flatten as you breathe and let that air flow back out through your mouth, through your exhale. Just allow yourself to take the next few breaths in that same way. And while we're here in this moment, don't try to change anything about your breath. Don't change the pace or the volume or even the sound. Just allow your breath to move freely as it wants to, however it wants to. Just letting that air flow in and out. And continue to just follow each breath for a few more, as long as you're comfortable doing so. And with each breath, just notice how much more relaxed you feel. With each breath in, you relax. And with each breath out, you relax. All you're doing is just giving your breath attention while we're here in this moment together. Because it's so rare that we pay attention to our breath. We just simply breathe. Giving your breath attention gives you the ability to be in the here and now, to connect deeply with the present moment, to connect more with yourself, your body, connect more with life. And anytime you notice your mind wandering away from your breath, just try holding your breath for a few seconds and then releasing it. So in this next breath in, hold, and then release out. This can help capture and just put your attention where it needs to be, right on your breath. Once again, taking a deep breath in and holding, and then releasing and letting it go. And as you continue to take just a few more breaths, allowing yourself just to continue to relax. As you take your very next breath in, take a moment to just gently open your eyes as you release that breath. Noticing what's around you, blinking, or rubbing your eyes if you need to, shaking your head. Anything that helps bring you back into the moment, the surroundings where you are right now. Just allowing yourself to feel relaxed in this moment, knowing that you've just taken a few moments for yourself to connect with your breath and to know that it can anchor you at any time. And as you move into your day or evening, just continue to take a few moments every once in a while and notice that breath. Notice that it can anchor you and bring you back into the moment, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're thinking, no matter how good or bad your moment is. And just notice this is an amazing tool that you can use any day to help bring you back to the present moment when you most need it.
Now that we're nice and relaxed, let's move into just a brief meditation. So stay comfortable. Go ahead and close your eyes again. And again, bring your attention back to your breath. Again, breathing naturally. Noticing the rhythm of the inflow and the outflow. Just observing it as it moves in and out. Now put your attention in your heart. Let's think of something that we can be grateful for today. Because when we can find ourselves in a state of gratitude, we find ourselves moving away from a state of lack. So I want you to ask yourself silently, what am I grateful for? And it can be anything. Pay attention to what comes up, any thoughts, sensations, images. What am I grateful for? Now we're going to move into our So Hum meditation. And this is a mantra meditation where we silently repeat a word or a set of words with the idea that that mental vibration helps to settle our mind, anchor us in the moment, and help us to move beyond the thoughts and the mental turbulence we might be experiencing. And if So Hum doesn't resonate for you, you can use something else like other words or affirmations. You can simply repeat silently in with each inflow and out with each outflow. Or you can repeat something like peace or I am safe. Or you can simply focus again on your breath. Use whatever is comfortable for you and insert it for So Hum. So now taking a slow, deep breath through your nose, think the word so. And then as you slowly exhale through your nose, silently repeat the word hum. And continue to allow your breath to flow easily with no effort on your part. Simply watching it and silently repeating so hum with each inflow and outflow of the breath. And whenever you notice that your attention is drifted to thoughts in your mind or sounds in your environment or sensations in your body, gently return to your breath, silently repeating so hum, and allow that gentle vibration to take you deeper into silence. I'll watch the time and let us know when to finish. So continue to sit with your eyes closed. Release that mental repetition. Bring your awareness back into your body, preparing to re-engage. Maybe take a couple deep breaths here. And before we finish, let's plant some intentions for how we want to live. Because setting an intention in that silence we've just created is like planting a seed in some fertile soil. So here are 4 things that we can intend for in our days, and if you'd like, you can silently repeat them to yourself. Joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. Lightness of being. Lightness of being. Let those intentions go work their magic. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Hopefully you all felt a little settling down, a little calm, relaxation. Yeah,
Yes.
wonderful. I needed that today myself too, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That was right on point
Wonderful.
with what happened. Yeah, this particular, I know we've grown almost a little callous, right, with all of these events, all of these shootings that happened. However, this last one, I don't know if it was the fact that we had been in a pandemic and that we've all lost so much and we're all kind of raw from that. You know, our political atmosphere has also been turbulent. But when this happened, this one really got to me it was hard.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gloria. We're all so frail as is, you know, and yes, I mean, the frequency in which these are occurring, the unrest, you know, all of us are really struggling. And so hopefully, you know, again, that catching breath exercise is helpful, again, because the key there that she talked about is when we are focused on our breath and our mind is still wandering, a way for us to stop those thoughts is to hold our breath. And so that's the idea with the catching the breath. But yes, I know it is incredibly hard for all of us, me included, and find myself really leaning into that self-care of, you know, taking the time I need to calm myself and relax and take care of my body. So, and Sheila's gonna do wonders for us here with yoga, I'm sure of it.
I am sure. I'm not seeing Sheila here on. Maybe I'm missing it. Sheila, are you here? Well, maybe wait a moment or so while we're waiting for Sheila to get on. Ladies, do you have any questions or comments, or please feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
Looks like everybody enjoyed that.
Are they sleeping?
That's okay. That means we all needed some good rest if we find ourselves falling asleep. So
that's true. You know what, Kelly? Hi.
hi, Kalindi. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. Thanks to SafeStool and UBB.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I was saying it was really good. I started yawning, which means it really put me to sleep to some extent, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's okay. Again, when we actually, because especially after periods where we go, and then we maybe not get enough rest, at night, when we do settle ourselves in these moments, we might take that opportunity again to get a little sleepy because we're settling ourselves. So it's perfectly natural and okay.
Thank you. I felt so good actually after that. I was like,
Wonderful.
oh, I feel relaxed. So thank
That's
you.
wonderful. And that is available to you at any time, right? You can find your breath or connect with your breath in any moment. And, you can find any meditation space, even in some of the busiest of places, if you just bring your attention inwards. So tap into it.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it really didn't take that long, right? That's like the perfect M&M right there, right?
That's right. You got it. That's the whole idea with M&Ms is we don't have to, sit down and meditate for 30 minutes, 30 straight minutes, we can do a quick 1, maybe 3, 5-minute breathing exercise or, connection with the breath and find that same sense of relaxation and calm. So that's kind of blowing through a misconception that in order to do some of these kind of mindfulness and meditation practices, we have to do them a long period of time and we don't.
Right. I also really like what you said. I'm currently reading the book, The Body Keeps the Score.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
It's to help people process trauma.
Oh, wonderful.
And one of the things that it talks about is how trauma gets stuck in our bodies a lot of the times because we don't want to pay attention to it, right? We kind of want to go and not pay attention to that pain that we're feeling. So it gets stuck on there.
That's right. And another powerful thing that we can do to, again, release stress, built up emotions, inertia from, sedentary lifestyles is to move our body and to do rigorous exercise, to work up a sweat, and then you can sweat that out as well. So yes, I think, and I was raised this way, that we just kind of keep our emotions and our feelings inside, and that does nothing but harm us, so we've got to find these ways to kind of acknowledge what we're feeling and work our way through them. Yeah.
Yes, very good. Ladies, any questions?
Yeah, and you know what, Gloria, I do have to run. I have to
Okay.
another appointment I've got to go to, but I so appreciate you all having me here today. I look forward to it every month, and I wish you all well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. We're really grateful that you do this for us every month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
It's an honor. See you all next month.
It sounds good.
Bye now.
Bye. All right. So ladies, we are currently waiting for Sheila. I do not see her coming on. I hope that she is okay. But since we are here and we're just going to wait a few more minutes, and if she doesn't show up, then it looks like we might have to cancel that portion. Unless we have someone who is certified yoga instructor who would like to lead it. You're always welcome. But do you have any questions about any of the things coming up that I can answer?
Yeah, the core yoga part that we have on 16th.
Yes.
So it's still open? I know
That is still open. So if you're interested in taking the Core Power Yoga on April 16th, please email Amra. Amra is handling the coordinating that event with Core Power Yoga. And so Amra's email is the denver@dressforsuccess.org. And so she will go ahead and sign you up and send you the link so that you can sign on for that day. All right. Any questions regarding the the redeeming of coupons. I know many of you have been asking me for appointments. You don't need appointments for this one. So I will have all of the sheets for the attendance, and I will be able to tell you how many items you will be getting freebies, or how much money and how many items, right? And when you come in to shop on the sale on the 17th. So no need to make an appointment, just come anytime during the sale event. All right, anything else?
Do you have a projection of when you might be going back into the facility or for our meetings for the professional women's?
We planned to not really, we're hoping, this is our hope, is that for the end of year celebration, we will be able to get together. Right now, we're still playing it by ear. I believe the Jewish Community Center is still not opening up for those gatherings. We have to see how the vaccines, and that's another thing that I did want to share with all of you. I have taken both vaccines, both of my shots. Oh, here we go. Sheila, I see Sheila. So, you know, if you have any questions of what symptoms I had, you know, I can answer that. You know, you can email me or ask me after this, but since Sheila is here, I want to honor everyone's time. But we're hoping that for that end of year celebration, we can have like a super event, right? Wouldn't that be something to have just like a really mega party? Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo! So hopefully, right? Hopefully this will continue to go in the right direction. Okay. All right. Well, ladies, let's welcome Sheila, who is here to guide us on our yoga part. Hi, Sheila. Welcome.
Hello. Of
Hi. Thank you for coming.
course, absolutely. Sorry, I was running a bit late.
We're okay. So yeah, so you are welcome to go ahead and start whenever you're ready. Thank you so much. We're very
course.
excited.
All right, awesome. So I have the music on going already. So I just want to make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me fine? You're in my basement because something's being worked on upstairs. So I got workers upstairs. Anyway, let's start. Let me see if I can make the music a little louder. Okay, cool. All right, welcome to my private space where I do my yoga and my workout away from the noise of the world. So anyway, let's bring ourselves in the moment, crossing our legs, closing our eyes if we wish. Relaxing the shoulders, send your shoulders back and down. Inhaling in, exhaling through the nose. If you don't remember to inhale and exhale through the nose, let's just remember to breathe. Couple more breaths here, centering ourselves. We'll slowly roll our shoulders forward. Slowly roll our shoulders backwards. Letting the shoulders go quiet. Inhaling, fanning the arms up, bring the arms overhead. Exhaling to heart center. One more time, inhaling. Exhaling. From here, we're gonna go to all fours. So let's place our hands directly underneath our shoulders and knees directly into our hips. I'm gonna go sideways so you can see. Spreading our fingers, letting our shoulders go above our wrists. Let's do the cat cow. Inhaling, dropping the abs, lifting the head. Exhaling around the back in cow, tucking the chin to the chest. So a few more at our own pace. Closing our eyes if we wish. So a couple more for each pose. One more for each pose. Letting the shoulders up wide, relaxing them. Letting instead of dropping the abs, let's bring our abs to neutral. Let's move our hips side to side. Just loosening up our spine. And releasing. From here, let's go to spinal balance. Let's start with the legs. Inhaling, extending the right leg behind. Exhaling, lowering. Inhaling, extending the left leg behind. Exhale, lower. Let's add the arms. Inhaling, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhaling, right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. Let's do a few more for each side. Inhaling when we extend. Exhaling when we lower. One more for each side. And releasing back to all fours. Sitting to child's pose. Sitting on our glutes. Sitting on our glutes, extending the arms forward. So we're gonna do a couple of half stand salutation from the child's pose. So you notice my hips, they're on my glutes. My arms are extended forward so my elbows are not on the mat. If we need to adjust our pose, let's do so. Inhaling, going up. Sending our wrists directly underneath our shoulders. Exhaling, elbows in. And going back to child's pose. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling, elbows in. And going back to child's pose. Warming up our upper body and arms at the same time. Inhaling when we lift. Exhaling when we bend the elbows. Elbows are next to the ribs. Exhaling back to child's pose. Let's do that 2 more times. One more. And releasing back to child's pose. Let's try to do that from down dog. So spreading our fingers, gripping our toes. Let me move my camera so you can see my full body. So the wrists are directly at the shoulders. They're not forward, they're not behind. Let's check our full plank with the down dog. Setting the hips as high as we can. Inhaling, going down. Exhale, and going back to down dog. So this is another option. If we need to stay in child's pose, you're most welcome to do so. Inhale up, exhale lower. And release it back to child's pose. If we can do down dog, go up and down. And to down dog. Let's choose where we want to be, down dog and child's pose. One more time. And this time, let's go back to child's pose. Good job, everybody. I know that's not easy. I just threw that in there. Spreading our fingers, relaxing the shoulders. Going back to all fours. There's a reason why I threw that in there. I wanted your upper body to be warm before we do any kind of a stretching. Threading the right hand beneath the left shoulder or left armpit, placing the right shoulder to the side on the mat. We can keep the left hand where it is, or we extend it over the head. Relaxing the shoulders and we're breathing. Couple more breaths here. Placing the left hand back on the mat. Come back to all fours. Let's switch sides, threading the left hand underneath the right armpit. Shoulders on the mat. Left side of face on the mat. Right arm extended over the head. Or we can keep the right hand just resting on the mat instead of extending it. Few breaths here, relaxing the shoulders. And slowly coming back up. And releasing child's pose. We love child's pose. So there's a little variation. Instead of doing child's pose where the knees are closer together, let's bring the knees farther apart. So we can drop our abs in between. We're going to frog. Relaxing the arms on the mat. We're still breathing. And from here, we're gonna walk our hands towards the left knee. From here, we relax the forehead and the elbows towards the floor. One more breath here. Slowly coming back up, walking the hands towards the other direction. Once the chest is above the right leg, we can drop the chest and the elbows down. And slowly coming back up, walking the hands back to center. Relaxing for a moment. And slowly bringing the knees back together. We're gonna do a hip opener. We did this the first time on virtual yoga. So this is the hero pose. We're sitting on our heels. There's a hip opener on the left side. Inhaling, fanning the arms up. On the exhale, we extend the left leg towards the side, pointing the left toes to the front. Arms at shoulder level. Let me adjust my camera so you can see my shoulders at the same time. Arms at shoulder level. And from here, we reach towards the right, lifting up and over the extended leg. Opening our hips. We're gonna go deeper. Let's walk the left hand along the left leg. If we need to stay higher, we can always just come up higher. Couple more breaths here. And releasing back to your clothes. Sitting on our heels. Let's open the hips on the other side. Inhaling, fanning the arms. Exhaling, setting the right leg towards the right side. Right toes pointing towards the front, arms at shoulder level. You notice my left knee is direct underneath the left hip. Reaching towards the left. Lifting up and over the extended right leg. Staying here. Or we want to go deeper. We want to walk our right hand along the right leg. Always slowly come back up. Noticing our shoulders, they're still facing the front. And we're still breathing. And slowly releasing back to hero pose. Setting our heels. We're going to add the toe extension or the toe stretch, or also the inside of our sole. So I'm gonna go side it so you can see my my feet. So I'm sitting on my heels. This is hero pose. From here, I lift up. I revert my toes. Sitting on my heels. Staying there, relaxing the hands, relaxing the shoulders. If this is too deep, we lift our hips off our heels. Or we can try to just sit there just for a couple more breaths, stretching the feet and the toes. And slowly flexing those toes and sitting back to your pose. From here, we're gonna go to our side, extending both legs forward. We're in here, stack pose. Toes are pointing towards the sky. Inhaling, fanning the arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Reaching for our calves, or if we're gonna reach for, ankles, we can reach for our calves. We can even bend the knees if we need to. From here, we send the chest towards the thighs, with the knees bent or straight. If we can, we extend the legs. Even more, we extend the arms towards the ankle or the back of the heels. We're not rounding our back, we're leading with our chest, not our forehead. A few more breaths here. And slowly going back. From here, we straddle the mat or the carpet, wherever we are, spreading the legs as wide as we can. Flexing our toes, pointing toes towards the sky. Placing the hands forward. Inhaling, lifting the shoulders. On the exhale, we walk our hands forward. If we can, we go further, inhaling. On the exhale, we walk the hands farther forward. The feet are still flexed. One more challenge, we're going to send the elbows towards the mat. Our shoulders are relaxed, keeping them away from the ears. We're still breathing. Relaxing the neck. I'm only looking up just because I'm trying to see if I'm doing the pose right for you guys. So the neck and the spine are always aligned. And slowly going back center. I'm gonna challenge you today, everybody. Bring your feet back together. Placing the left hand underneath the left ankle, the right hand underneath the right ankle. Make sure our glutes are stable on the mat. Engaging the core muscles, sending the navel towards the spine, sending our shoulders away from the ears, and slowly bring your legs up. We're still breathing. Keeping our shoulders away from the ears, balancing on our glutes, using our core muscles for stability. 3 more breaths here. I like odd numbers. One more breath here. And slowly bring the feet back down to the mat. This time, instead of placing the hands underneath the ankles, we place the left hand on the left heel, the right hand on the right heel. The shoulders are backing down, the navels are drawn towards the spine. Let's slowly extend the right leg. You can stay right here. This is plenty. If we can, we extend the right leg farther out, or full extended if we want more. Couple of breaths. Shoulders are relaxed. And bring the right foot back down. Let's do the other side. Lifting the left foot off the mat, staying here, or slightly extending, or fully extending. The navel is still drawn towards the spine, the shoulders are relaxed, and we're breathing. 3 more breaths. Last one. And slowly bring the foot back down on the mat. From here, we extend the right leg forward. Good job, everybody. Keeping the left insole inside the right thigh. Placing the right hand on the left knee. Sending the left arm behind, reaching up and over the head, reaching towards the right toes. Keeping in mind the right foot is straight. We don't have to reach the toes as long as the right leg is straight. If we can, we go deeper on the exhale. The trick is going deeper on the exhale, not the inhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. You want to go more? Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach deeper. Couple of breaths here. and slowly going back center. Switching legs, bending the right, extending the left. The left foot is flexed, left hand on the right knee. Right arm behind, reaching up and over the head, reaching towards the left toes, the left leg is straight. If you want to go deeper, we do so on the exhale. Inhale up, exhale reach. Always going deeper on the exhale. Couple more breaths here. And slowly releasing back. We're gonna do the fish pose. We didn't do this the last 2 times. So I'm gonna go sideways so you can see the way the back looks, and it really looks like a fish pose. So we're going down on the mat, placing the hands underneath the glutes, so we can always lift our hips using our feet. One hand underneath each glute. This time we extend the legs, sending the elbows underneath, so they're not on the side, they're underneath. We can stay right here, this may be plenty. Or you can send a chest towards the sky. So the elbows are on the mat, the chest is towards the sky. You're gazing towards the sky, not towards the screen, and you send the forehead down. Now, this may be plenty if we can. We send the back of our head towards the mat. We indeed look like a fish right now. Maybe a higher fish or a lower fish, but still a fish. Drawing the navel towards the spine, a few more breaths here. Closing our eyes if we wish. Couple more breaths in fish pose. And slowly setting the shoulders back on the mat, removing the hands from underneath the glutes. Placing the hands on the abs. One thing we didn't do the other 2 times is also breathing on while we're laying on the mat. So we have a few options. Wherever your hands are comfortable, you can keep your arms bent side with the palms facing the sky, lower or higher, or you can place your hands on your abs. Your feet are open towards the sides, so they're not pointing towards the sky, they're pointing towards the side. So let's close our eyes. Just follow my voice. We're gonna do inhale and exhale exercise here. So inhaling, feeling the abs and lungs with air, and holding. And exhaling, drawing the navel to the spine and the lower back towards the floor, relaxing the feet, bouncing your knees softly up and down, relaxing your hips. One more time, inhaling, feeling the abs and lungs with air, and holding. And exhaling, drawing the navel to spine and lower back towards the floor, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. Closing your eyes. We're not distracted by the rest of the world. Feeling the top, releasing the crease on the forehead. Sending the eyeballs deeper into the eye sockets. Feeling the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Relaxing the neck. If we need to bend the knees, let's place our feet on the mat and our knees together. Or if we can, we keep those legs extended. Closing our eyes. Focusing on a third eye. Let's do an inventory of our body from head to toe. If there's any tightness, let's release it. For example, if our shoulders are towards our ears, let's send them away from the ears. If our tongue is stuck to the roof of the mouth, let's release that tongue, dropping it away from the roof of the mouth. Feeling our chest rise with the inhale. Feel it fall with the exhale. Clear our minds of any thoughts. Bring ourselves in the moment. Slowly moving our fingers and toes. Let's do the fish pose from here. Let's bring our knees towards our chest. If we can, we wrap the hands around our fingers around the big toes. Or if we need to, we wrap the hands around the feet. Keeping our knees at about 90-degree angle. Pressing our tailbone towards the mat, relaxing the shoulders. We can go move side to side, massaging the lower back if you prefer. Or we can stay in stationary pose. Keeping our eyes closed or open if you wish. Close is always better, so distractions are away from our mind. And letting the feet and the lower back relax. And from here, wherever your hand is, you can always move the hands to the ankle or the calf or even behind the knees, extending the legs. So if you can, grab those toes. Letting the legs open as wide as we can, bringing the tailbone and shoulders towards the mat. Moving on our hips if you want, or we can just stay stationary. Relaxing the shoulders. And slowly bending the knees. Keeping the knees towards our chest. Let's roll to one side for ourselves in child's pose. Bring arms by the side. Relaxing the shoulders. The forehead is on the mat, or if we need a pillow or a block, let's place that to support the forehead on the mat. Relaxing the shoulders, letting them just open to the outside of your knees. And slowly come up to seated pose or hero pose, sitting on our heels. I'm going to face you again. This is one of my favorite things to do is my shoulder stretch without massage. So if you need to come up higher, if you can sit on your heels, or if you want to try stretching those toes again, you can sit on your toes. Wherever you feel comfortable, as long as the spine is aligned. Sit on my toes. The shoulders are relaxed. Rolling the shoulders to the right side of the shoulders, the head towards the right side, and draw a stronger circle with the head. And bring it back above the right shoulder. Let's go to the other direction. And letting the head just rest above the right shoulder. Dropping the left shoulder. Dropping the right shoulder. Sending the head slightly towards the front. Staying there for a moment. Feel a stretch on the left shoulder or clavicle or the traps, the trapezoids, or even the deltoids. Slowly sending the head back above the right shoulder. The right shoulder is still away from the ears. The left shoulder is still away from the ears. Let's send the head slightly towards the back. And letting it drop towards the back and to the other side, the left shoulder. Dropping the right shoulder, dropping the left. Sending the head slightly towards the front. We're still breathing, we're not holding our breaths. Sending the head above the left shoulder. Sending the head slightly towards the back. And drawing a circle over the head and bring it back center. And from here, we release our legs forward, bring ourselves to lotus pose or just easy seated pose. One foot on top of the other or in front or curled underneath, wherever you feel relaxed. Bring the hands with palms facing the sky. The backs of our hands are on our knees. Closing our eyes, relaxing the shoulders. Listening at the silence for another minute or so. Feel their chest rise with the inhale. Let it fall with the exhale. And slowly opening our eyes. Inhaling, fanning the arms up, bring the arms overhead. Exhaling to heart center. One more time, inhaling. Exhaling. The spirit in me honors the spirit in you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Sheila. That was awesome. Thank you very much. I feel super relaxed now, very different than when I started this whole thing.
Thank you. I threw in other things that we haven't done in the last 2 classes. So hopefully if you have any questions on those poses, please let me know.
Does anyone have questions?
I do. So on the fish pose, what
Uh-huh.
I learned when I was in India was to actually how you do the lotus pose. So you
Mhm.
do your legs like
Your
that.
arms behind?
Yeah, and then you actually tilt with your arms in the back. Like-
Okay. Yeah, so we translate it, I suppose, differently in the English language. So you're talking about the wheel. So,
Okay.
yeah, so in the wheel, so not everybody can do the wheels from the get-go. So perhaps there was a modification. So fish pose and then the wheel. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. So instead of your hands underneath your glutes, your hand, and basically you're a wheel, a half of a wheel.
Right. Yeah.
But
With the,
that is difficult for a lot of people. Your shoulders are not that as strong or whatever, and it's always on the core. So if you can do that instead of fish pose, that's perfectly okay. But we, as an instructor, I was always trained to gear towards the beginner. So I will always go for fish pose, and because I can't see everybody, normally in my class I can gauge while the class is progressing. If I can see them in person, I'll be able to gauge where I'm gonna bring the class. But because I can't see everybody, I'm just gonna stay in the beginner pose. It's not even beginner. It's just, I would say, the foundation. And if you have done yoga before and you can bring it to the next level, perhaps when I'm a little bit early next time, we can say, hey, how many here have done yoga before and how many here would like to bring it to the next level? And then I will be able to do that. But yes, I appreciate your feedback. So I think it's just a translation from Sanskrit
yeah,
to English
it
language.
is. I think so. It was really good. Thank you, though. It's just when you translate it from Sanskrit, it's called Matsyasan, which means fish pose. And then when you convert it to English, it looks different. So that's why it was.
Ah, okay. See, I learned something new today. Matasana. I love languages. Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate that.
So we have a lot of thank yous in the chat. Lots of thank yous, thank yous, thank yous. Mega party sounds great. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? This was awesome.
If you don't mind, Gloria, if anybody in the class have any suggestions for the next class, please let Amara know or the organizers know what pose you want to see, what body you want to stretch more, or do you want it to be more towards geared towards workout, or is it towards relaxation or stretching? I just need to know something so I know where you want me to take the class.
Yeah, I really like the relaxation because we come right out of the meditation and we're all at different ages and different abilities. And you're right, we can't see everyone, so we don't know what's going on. Everyone might be a pro on here, right? But
Exactly, yes.
yeah, but I really like us staying in the stretching.
Mhm.
And I love anything that we can do, like in the neck area. I carry, and I think for most of us, that's the case, right? That we carry everything like right in here. I know yesterday this was feeling like I had like rock or cement.
Yes.
But it was so tight, right? So that would be my suggestion. And ladies, anything?
Yes, Gloria, I put my question in the chat. I have a really bad, my neck hurt me so bad. I had like accident. And what's the best exercise here for my neck to feel better?
Besides so there's the cat cow is good because you cannot just concentrate. So your spine is, all the body's connected. You're gonna stretch the neck, you're gonna have to include the tailbone, the spine, the neck. And I think the cat cow where you Kalindi, I don't know how you say it in Sanskrit, but the cat cow where you round the back in cat as you are, let me show it, as you
Yeah,
are, or
please.
cow as you are exhaling. You exhale here, and then you inhale, which is cow. So that stretches your whole spine. The other thing that I would think that would help with the neck is really what I was just showing earlier, because just letting your neck go. So first of all, if you're gonna do a full circle, please don't. You're the only one who will be able to tell if you can do a full circle with your neck. If you can just do forward and back, that's plenty, or side to side instead of a whole circle. Because I don't know what happened to your neck, but perhaps that's just way too much rotation. So instead of doing circles, you just forward and back and side to side. But more importantly, the shoulders have to be away from your ears. So I always say, instead of saying send your shoulders down, I just say keep your shoulders away from the ears. For whatever reason, it's more understood than just dropping your shoulder. So if your ear is here, your shoulder is there, it's farther out. Importantly as well is your spine has to be straight. You can't just go like this and then if you're not warm, you shouldn't go here. You still have to stay here and you just drop the shoulder. So even if you're seated like this, normally I would do it standing, but just reaching here, reach, and you drop the left shoulder, but my neck is still aligned. Once you do this, your spine is already misaligned. So you have to reach with your right arm, drop the left shoulder, spine is still aligned. You exhale this way. On the inhale, you just switch and you exhale. But the spine should be aligned, because once you distort it, that's when you feel the disproportionate, and also then you will hurt something. So I don't know about what chiropractors do. That is my training. It's always aligning the spine, always tucking the tailbone towards your back, because that helps align that spine.
Oh, okay, thank you so much.
Welcome. I may have said too much on that one, but
No, that's wonderful.
Thank
And the
you.
education that we can have,
Yeah.
right? All right, and I know we are past our time, so I want to, honor that as much as possible here. So thank you, Sheila. Thank you so
thank you.
very much for
Namaste,
coming.
everybody.
And yes, namaste.
Have a
Bye,
wonderful
lady.
week.
Thank you. We go forth with confidence, courage, and believe in ourselves. Good night.
Good evening.